Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Sagittarius in December 2019. Hello, Sagittarius. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, Saggies, happy birthday for those of you that will be celebrating here in December. I hope you guys have an amazing day spent with your family and friends. Hope it's a joyous occasion for you. And also, of course, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, just all the seasons greetings for you guys. I hope you guys have amazing times. If you're out celebrating your birthday, if you're doing the holiday thing, if you happen to be born on the holiday, you know, whether it be Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa or anything else, you know, twofers, right? Oh, I suspect that it's like, well, actually, no, if you were born on Christmas, you'd be a Capricorn. So I guess maybe my Jewish Sagittariuses that are born on any of the days that Hanukkah is celebrated. I hope you guys have an amazing time. And I suspect it's like sometimes a bummer, you know, like you constantly get outshined by the holiday. Or maybe not. Maybe in your family and amongst your friends, like your birthday is bigger than the holiday. So I hope it's that. Maybe that's the Leo in me who's like, hey, you're bigger than any holiday. Anyway, guys, how are you? Sagittarius, quick announcement for you guys. I'm going to go live for you guys, live specifically for Sagittarius is on December 14th. I haven't decided the exact time of day that I'm going to put, that I'm going to go live for you guys to answer your questions. But I'm going to put that on the community tab. I'm going to put that in a community post. So if you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell, you'll see that roll through your feed. If not, make sure you hit the notification bell because you will miss the community posts if you don't allow notifications for that, okay? So I'm going to decide on that maybe later today, maybe, you know, later this week, I don't know. But again, December 14th, which is Saturday, I will be doing live Q&A, not Q&A, but I'm going to answer your questions with tarot for the Sagittarius in the group. I don't know why I said Q&A. I guess it is a Q&A, technically. So be on the lookout for that if you guys are interested. I hope to see you there, okay? Other announcements, I will not be doing any other live during the month of December. I thought I was going to do something for the holidays around Christmas time or New Year's Eve, but too much going on. Got to do the generals for the monthlies, got to do the mids. I'm bringing back the no communication readings. People seem to really like those, so I'm going to do those in December at some point. And I just have a lot going on in my personal life. I work. I'm planning a kind of a big party. I don't know. Whatever. I'm planning some stuff. And, you know, occasionally I like to go to sleep and rest and just like have days or moments where I can just relax. So, yeah, it's just too much for me to do right now. But I will go live again for the general collective. In case you're a cross watcher here, I will do that in January, okay? So be on the lookout for all of that stuff. Everything for now I'm announcing through the communication, or excuse me, through the community tab here on my channel. So if you want to stay up to date on what I'm doing, make sure you're subscribed, all right? All right, Sagittarius, let's get into it. I have shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. The timestamp, for those who are unfamiliar with my channel, is already in the description box. You can click it and jump right to the start of the reading. That's why I put it there. If you want to stick around and watch me shuffle, that's totally cool too. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you simply follow sort of the steps that are there, you tell me what you want and I give it to you, you give me money. It's a great system. But if you happen to have any questions before you place an order, feel free to email me at the same address and I'll answer you as soon as I can, okay? Sagittarius, enough of that. Let's get into this. Please show me Sagittarius's outcome for December 2019. Sagittarius's outcome for December 2019, please show me. And I'm not getting a cold, but I am a little bit congested. I have had, yeah, I've had more coffee lately than I probably should have, so that might have something to do with it. Anyway, so I apologize for my voice or any type of sniffling I might be doing. There she is, your outcome. Bottom of the deck is the overall. Okay, and let's flip what came face down, Sag, and see what's shaking. Okay. I need to straighten these, otherwise it's going to drive me crazy. Alright, guys, let's see what's going on. How's it look? Ooh, nice and in frame and everything. That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. That is positively amazing. I'm being silly. Anyway, let's see what's going on for you. Please show me where Sagittarius is in December 2019. Sagittarius in December 2019, please show me. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Guys, coming into December, Sagittarius, you come in, pardon me, excuse me, gosh, with the Seven of Pentacles. Maybe some of you are having issues with your throat. Maybe some of you are having issues with communicating. I'm not sure. But that's just, again, it might just be because I'm slightly congested. Now, Seven of Pentacles, many of you are going to be going through an evaluation period right now. I'm feeling as if, much like this figure on the card is sort of showing, you might have been disappointed in recent gains or lack of gains in your life, or you're looking at your bank account. Some of you are like, there's not enough zeros behind that number like I want there to be. There should be at least 4, 5, or 6 zeros in front of that digit there, but it's just not happening. So I feel as though we are coming from a place where something's got to give here. Something's got to break in your favor. Some of you may be feeling unlucky, or as if, you know, the cards are stacked against you. Life is life is having a sense of humor with you, and the moment you think you've made headway in a situation, you're like taking 2 or 3 steps back. This feels like, in some cases, some type of regret, because Seven of Pentacles, like I said, it is about evaluation, and it is a consideration of what we have invested in thus far. So if it is your financial investments, if it is how you've been spending your money, it could be that you're looking back over your bank statements and you're realizing, I love Chipotle a little too much. They see me like every other day, and I'm spending like $10 every time I go in there, $15 every time I go in there, something like that. And that's not a knock on, your eating habits. It's just a matter of, you might literally be looking at, where do I spend my money the most, and what can I afford to kind of take out of rotation, take out of my behaviors, because I need to save more money. Or, you might be thinking, if you think about it, if you are seeing your savings not stack the way that you want, and if you are going to Chipotle every other day and it's $10 3 or 4 times a week, that's $30 to $40 a week that you are essentially throwing away. $30 or $40 spent in the grocery store will last you way longer than the single serving meals that you're getting 3 or 4 times a week at a takeout restaurant. You see what I mean? So it's not about your lifestyle or your body. It's really about how you're being wise with your money, or how you're being unwise with your money, okay? If it's not about money, it can go over to your health and your lifestyle, because Pentacles is beyond money. Pentacles is about everything that we value here on earth. So it is material possessions, it is money, but it also includes things such as your health and your wellness and your time. So if it's not money, it would be health, wellness, and or time. So this is about, how am I spending, what's expenditures? What am I giving out to the world? What am I giving out to the universe, and what's coming back to me? This is like, kind of this energy for you, Sagittarius, is like, I'm balancing the books here, because if I'm giving out more than I'm receiving, then that's not cool. Now, again, I don't know what else is going down here. I feel we're going to get out of the realm of money and health and wellness and time, but that's sort of the basis of it. And if everything is about checks and balances, if this is about, fair exchange between yourself and the universe, or yourself and, other people, if you've been investing time with other people and you're not getting time back, or you're not getting a fair exchange in the time and the effort that you're giving out to other people, this is under evaluation. Everything that I've mentioned so far, and everything, just remember, and they're really having me like hammer on, this is the foundation of everything. This is the anchor of everything. What is coming into Sagittarius? Like, what is the exchange rate here? Is it fair? Is it equal? Is it helpful or beneficial to your life, or is it detrimental and taking away from your life? Okay. There are goals that you have. Everybody has goals, of course, but there are certain goals that you have, Sagittarius, and they're not being fulfilled. And some of that is under your own purview. Some of that is under your own control, because again, for those who are overspending and you need to save money, or one of your goals is to save more money, one of the ways that you can make sure that goal is achieved is to stop overspending. That is in your control. Others of you, it's more involving other people or surrounding environments and atmospheres, and that is going to be an issue. They're letting me know right now that is the issue. It's not about you, it's about other people around you and how they're affecting your goals, how they're affecting your ability to achieve your goals, okay? Oh, man. That's nice and not easy in the sense of easy for you to necessarily hear or be affirmed in, but it's easy for me to read that. So what else is happening here? Yes, with that fairness. What did I just say? All right, Sag. So this evaluation, and you see how the figure is alone on the card. He's just standing sort of in the middle of this desolate landscape, and you know, it doesn't look very pleasant. It doesn't look like it's very fruitful. This is possibly something you're going through on a deeply internal level. You might be very quiet about it for various reasons, just because you don't necessarily want your business out there in the streets. I understand. Maybe some of you are a little bit ashamed or embarrassed about some of the things that you've been involved in recently, the things that you've invested in. You know, some of you might feel kind of foolish. I invested in this startup company and I lost all my money. Okay, I understand, that's embarrassing. So I feel like with that Seven of Pentacles, just to kind of round it out here, there's a little bit of a sullen, ashamed, or a embarrassed energy behind it, because, you know, Sagittarius, I feel innately most of you, if not many of you, have a good head on your shoulders. It feels as though again, I said something earlier about you might be feeling as if you're unlucky right now, or that the cards are stacked against you right now, because at a previous point in your life, not to say you got everything that you wanted, or that you were somehow spoiled by circumstance or spoiled by your own accomplishments. No, I think that you feel everything that you've tried to do lately, or the thing that you've been trying to do the most, that the biggest goal that you've had in your mind for the past several months or years, just you never get it. And it feels as if you are ashamed. You're embarrassed that I want to do this thing and I keep trying. I tried option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down to like 100 times I've tried to do this thing. That's an exaggeration, of course. Although in some of your cases, maybe you have tried hundreds of times. That would be kind of crazy. But you've really tried to come at a goal or at a problem from different angles, and no matter what you try, it never breaks even for you. You never get the result that you want. You never get the goal accomplished. It's always close but no cigar. And that's kind of also in that Seven of Pentacles. And they really wanted me to talk about that simply because of the illustration, simply because, I mean, look how depressing that person or that scene looks. Look how depressed or disappointed that person looks, yeah? So if you're a happy Sagittarius and you feel fulfilled, this probably isn't the reading for you. This is probably for those who are still kind of battling through something, or working through a problem, or charging towards a goal and trying to figure things out, okay? Now, what else is happening here? They're not letting me down here. They're not letting me in the bottom at all. It's because and that has, you know, I've had like 2 or 3 days before the last bulk of readings that I did, and there was this like sectioned off feeling from a few of them, where we had this this horizontal line go down the middle of the board, and they represent separate energies or separate stories. And I think you're having the same thing. Let me confirm. Do we have a separation? Is this true? Yes, it's true. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to continue up at the top. What happens next? Ooh. Is it a jump over? Yeah, okay. So on the opposite side of you, okay, we have this Hierophant energy. Major Arcana for Taurus. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus, but you don't have to be. On the opposite side of you, and they want me to phrase it that way, on the opposite side of you is this energy or this person or just this environment that is really regimented, that is really focused. Look at the eye line of the Hierophant there, of the figure, that's really focused and really in control. Oh God. Okay. Regimented and in control. Those are the two things they want me to talk about. So this is giving me like family vibes. This is giving me parental vibes. This is giving me boss a little bit. This is giving me society at large, for in a more abstract way. For those who are not necessarily beholden to a direct person, you might feel beholden or some type of overseen or watched over by society, by a group, by a culture, by, dead on the money, maybe even like a church. But there's like a community of people for those who are not dealing with a direct person, regardless of whether it's a single person, just an environment, or a community, or just society at large. There are expectations, there are ways in which you are supposed to behave, where you're supposed to live your life a certain way, Sagittarius, and this person, this energy, this society, this group, this boss, this mother, father, sister, cousin, I don't care who, they are the ones who tell you, do it this way, do it that way. This is what I expect of you. This is how you get what you want. Now, that can also be conditioning. It doesn't have to be, like I said, for some of you, it's not a direct person. This is not someone coming and sitting down with you in your living room saying, this is what I want you to do with your life, Sagittarius. No, in many ways, this is going to be conditioned into you because you've grown up in a society or a culture or in a family dynamic that has encouraged you. Just for an example, the way to success is you go to school, you get out of school, you get a good job, you save your money, maybe you marry a successful person, they add to your household, you guys, the traditional westernized view of success, right? You get together with someone, you marry that person, you pump out 2 kids, or they pump out 2 kids, whatever it is, you build up to the American dream, or you build up to this Western idea of, oh, I'm going to work for 30 years, and then I'm going to retire, and then I'm going to die. That's success. And for you, Sagittarius, that is simply not the route that you want to go. This 7 of Pentacles is disappointed in the investments that you've made thus far. It could be tied to the way in which you have been taught to invest and build towards success, build towards fulfillment, build towards, material abundance, build towards a healthy relationship with, yourself or a lifestyle. Because again, I think for some of you, this is about the way that you invest in other people, invest your time in other people, conditioned into you. It could be, for an example, just an example. And I know this is still very much a traditional thing, even though statistically it's really not. But a lot of people don't believe in divorce. And I'm not calling anybody out here. This is just an example because I'm not even sure. I mean, obviously some of you might be married or divorced or whatever, but I don't think that's I don't think this is like such a strong storyline, but I'm just going to use it for illustration. Some people, some families, some cultures, some religious, upbringing say there's no such thing as divorce. You cannot do it. Once you're married, you're in it, That's the tradition coming from the Hierophant, either a person, a collection of people, a family dynamic, it doesn't matter. And they say, once you're married, and that's it, right? You're over here in the marriage, maybe saying, I've invested my time in this person. I said I do, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 14 years ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it is. And you're now in this marriage, just an example, again, and you're finding that what I'm investing in isn't pleasing me, isn't sustaining me, isn't giving me the material abundance that I want. And then when I say material abundance, I'm not just talking about money and house and cars. It could be that, but I'm saying more. I'm not happy. That's a part of your material abundance because that's what you value. You value happiness, do you not? Your physical health is ailing. Maybe this marriage of yours is stressful. Not to say that, when you get married, it's supposed to be sunshine and roses and there are never problems, but there's something, perhaps for some of you, the person that you've married or the person you've become now that you're married is all kinds of dysfunctional. Again, if you're giving to someone, just an example, you give them understanding, you give them time and patience and caring, right? And they don't give it back to you, that's not equal exchange. You go and if you start to feel like you're standing in a desert all by yourself, I'm trying to understand my partner, I'm trying to give them the patience and the compassion that they need from me as their wife, as their husband, and they don't give it back. That might, whether that's true or not, whether that's substantially true, whether that's, objectively true, I'm not here to debate that. But that's how you end up feeling. But the Hierophant said, and you're sitting there like, there's got to be more to life than this. Something has to give here. Like I said, when we were talking about the Seven of Pentacles at the start, something's got to break here. Something in your favor has to break. You feel it. But conditioned into you, what is expected of you from your family, from your friends, from your community, or whatever it is, well, you're married, so you better make that shit work. And you're kind of like, but I've tried. I've been trying. And it's just not happening. Yeah? So in you, or around you, is this expectation of do it this way, that's the way it works. And you, Sagittarius, in your innate energy as a Sagittarius is like, that's a bunch of malarkey. That's a bunch of bull. There's no way that just because you say or he says or she says or that's what, is expected of me doesn't mean it works. We're all different. God, I want to pull away from this because I could go on forever with this because this feels like Sagittarius has been put into a box that Sagittarius doesn't want to be in, or Sagittarius is now fallen prey to a certain pattern of behavior and you don't know how to break your own patterns of behavior. Some of you, this is like you've been influenced in, and some of you, this is just something that you've dug yourself into. And again, you feel ashamed, you feel embarrassed, you feel sort of backed into a corner in some instances, and you don't know how to break free. And the people, the person, the energies around you that are supposed to be supportive, that are supposed to be helpful towards you and guide you and offer you some type of solution, they are not able to, because again, this Hierophant energy, whether it's a Taurus or not, it does not matter, is just fixated in a certain way. And it's not up for negotiation. It's not up for a rewrite. Look at this. The eyesight of the Hierophant, number one, if you put it down on the board, isn't even looking in your direction. You're over here. The Hierophant looks the other way. All right. So this person looks away from your problems. Going back to the marriage thing. And it's a sad but also very true reality for some people. If you're in a relationship that is abusive, that is toxic, whether you're married or not, you could be dating for 6 months. It doesn't matter. If you're in a relationship where you're not being taken care of, where you're being abused, where you're being manipulated, where you're being, terrorized in your own home, and you look to your family, your friends, whoever to help you out, they look away. They look away from you. They do not help you, or they're incapable of helping you. Perhaps they're incapable of recognizing the signs of abuse. Because abuse, ooh, bitch, come on, let's go. Because abuse is not always physical, right? Even though pentacles are physical, they represent physicality. Abuse as a concept, as a problem, isn't always someone punches you in your face and leaves you with a black eye. Sometimes abuse is emotional, mental. And my brother had talked to me. I don't think I've ever mentioned my brother really in any of my tarot readings. Hi, brother. He's not a Sagittarius, but hi, brother. He mentioned to me something a couple of weeks ago. We were having a discussion, and he said there's a thing out there that he watched a piece on or he listened to a piece on NPR or something like that about financial abuse. That would fall here, right? These pentacles, financial abuse. Like, it's hard to believe, but that shit still exists. What do I mean by financial abuse? I think he was saying that the piece he was listening to or watching said that, there could be a breadwinner in a relationship, and that person holds most of the financial responsibility and they earn most of the finances in the relationship. Therefore, they make decisions on a financial basis. So if you Sagittarius, male or female, it doesn't matter. If you say to your spouse, your husband, your wife, or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, hey, listen, I'm in need of a new pair of shoes. I'm going to go out and get them. They'd be like, hold on. How much do those shoes cost? Like $40-$50 maybe? Like, I just want to get a new pair of shoes because these are old and tattered and I just want to do this. No. We're not spending money that way. And for lack of, I don't know why, that person agrees. Or in some cases, and I'm sure either some of you know someone who has done this, or this is your story, or you could just easily imagine it because all kinds of Lifetime and Hallmark Channel types of movies have been made about it, where you have to go to your partner and say, I need this, please give me the money for that. Or the kids need this, please give me the money. And then the person goes into the bank account, goes into the wallet, goes into the checkbook and gives you Like, you have to have permission to spend money, even though you're a fully functioning adult. In some cases, maybe you're working, maybe you're not. It doesn't matter. So that's another form of abuse. I just wanted to cover that. So regardless of whether this is an abusive, toxic thing or not, whoever is your guide, your helper, not your helper like, an assistant, but the person that you rely on for guidance, for clarity, for support, friends, family, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're like a one note, one canned response type of person. One canned response comes from them. Again, it could be like a church thing. The Lord says, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what, I'm not religious, but whatever the Lord usually says about marriages, plug it in here if that's your relationship or that's your experience, okay? So this Hierophant looks away, does not have a clear line of sight on your situation because they're looking the other way. Also note that this Hierophant is encompassed in this diamond shape. So there's a bubble. There's a certain worldview that the Hierophant cannot break from that doesn't serve you. From a moral perspective, from a perspective of understanding the nuances of your relationship with money, the nuances of your relationship with your own personal health or your wellness, right? The nuances of your marriage, of your commitment, and they just think, well, when you get married, it becomes difficult, honey. Like, that could be something coming from your parents. Like, well, when you get married, you kind of have to deal with these problems. And that's what they tell you. You just have to deal with the problems. And you're like, Mom, Dad, this is beyond just dealing with the problems. This is beyond a toilet seat being left up or the cap off of the toothpaste. Some of you might be literally like rolling up your sleeve. You see this? You see this? That's a bruise. You know why? Because he gripped me up last night. What do you want to say about that? And then they don't know what to do. You see what I mean? And I'm not here to say that you need to be rescued or that you need someone to step in and say, hey. I mean, it would be nice, especially in the case of abuse, someone comes to your defense. That would be amazing. But I don't want it to make it seem like, Sagittarius, you're looking to be rescued, that you're looking for people to come in and save you. No. Yes. Come on now. What you want, because they're like right down there, what you want is to be recognized and for things to be equal. If you are being a patient wife or a patient and understanding husband and your partner is abusive, is aloof, is detached, is cheating, maybe. Oh my God, that's another part here. You could be sitting at home waiting for your husband to come home or your wife to come home and they're out, doing whatever. And you tell your parents, I think he or she is cheating on me. And they're like, well, all relationships come with problems. What are you talking about? That is not what I'm here for. I need you to understand my point of view. I need you to understand what I'm going through here. Yeah. So this Six of Pentacles is a hitch. That's a hitch in your relationships with everybody. Not just the Hierophant, with everybody. Because what did I say at the start with the Seven of Pentacles? You're looking for, maybe not fairness, but you're looking to see that your investments are paying out. You're giving into something, you're investing in something, and what you're getting back is kind of pennies, to keep it in terms of, or not to keep it in terms, but to relate it back to money. You're investing dollars, you're laying out $20 a week towards something, looking for an investment, looking to make some type of profit. What you get back, $5. That's not equal. That's not fair. I invested 20. I was looking to make a profit. I was looking to make back exactly what I put out. Give me 20 back, or to get more. Give me 25 back. Give me 32 back. What do I get back? If we're talking about exchanges in money, if we're talking about investments, right? I invested here. I saved this money. What am I getting in return? Nothing. Now, for some of you, it's because of your own behavior. It's because of the way that you spend your own money, the way that you spend your own time, the way that you keep putting towards something that doesn't give you shit back. Okay? So the Six of Pentacles is the hitch between, maybe not specifically the Hierophant, but maybe your expectations and your reality. The hitch is the Six of Pentacles. How many times, Sagittarius, do you need to be told, do you need to be shown that what I'm putting in is not giving me what I want? I don't, okay, hold on. The Hierophant, again, is about what is expected. It's also about loyalty and fidelity and yeah, like following the rules and adhering to some decorum, adhering to some type of tradition. Thank you. So for those where it's a spending habit, I wouldn't say your spending habits are given to you through traditions of your family. Could be learned behavior. Maybe some of you grew up, middle class, upper middle class, something like that, and you were used to, being able to buy what you want when you want it, or your parents, that's the way they modeled finances to you. Whether or not they were able to sustain that, whether or not that was true, I don't know. But maybe you grew up that way, not really understanding the healthy parameters or the healthy way to relate to your finances, okay? And so now you're in debt. Now you're looking at bills come in, credit card bills come in. You're like, holy shit, 20 grand? I mean, that if you get a bill for 20 grand, that's ridiculous. But in total, you have like 20 grand in credit card debt amongst, 2 or 3 cards. And then you look over here and you've also got a timeshare that you need to pay on, and you got, you're about a month or 2 behind on your car note, something like that. And you're like, how did I spend this money? And it's like, because what you were modeled by your parents was, we'll pay for it now, worry about it later, or they just always had the means. Now that you're out on your own, I don't care how old you are, now that you're out on your own, right? And that Seven of Pentacles, a solo figure, out on your own, you have overspent. You live outside of your means, right? So that tradition was modeled to you. It's not a tradition. It's not something that we pass down, in our family. We like to spend money. It's not like that, but it's been conditioned into you. And now it's coming up for review. I can't live this way. I'm overspending every time I go out to eat. I mean, that's just a thing. I mean, I know plenty of people who are crappy at grocery shopping. It's so much easier to get something on the way home from work, to pick something up during lunch instead of pack a lunch. Especially if you're solo and you don't have a family, or you're not married, you don't have kids, and you're just by yourself. It's so much easier to just get food on the go than it is to sit down and plan a meal. Like that's a true reality for many people. But financially speaking, it's probably not the wisest, right? So you end up spending more money on food, more money on clothes, more money on, entertainment and stuff like that, because it's fun, and you're living in the now, and you're living in the moment, and you're, enjoying your life as a young person who's single and out there doing what they want. But when your bills come in, it's like, holy shit, I spent $400 this month on what? And then you go over like Chipotle, 2 days without Chipotle, then Chipotle. You see what I mean? So what happens here now is, this is what you need. This is what you want. You need fairness. You need, well, beyond fairness, you need balance. Sixes are about balance, right? It's about equal give and take, equity, equality, all that God stuff. I don't know, whatever. We'll let it stand. I don't know what that means, but all that good stuff is what I meant to say. So whether you need balance and equity or equal give and take between you and another person, or within your own behavior, this is a healthy relationship also. What you want is healthy relationships with money, with other people, with yourself, whatever. Look at this guy. I mean, I'm not a fan of that tucked in shirt and pants combo. I'm not a fashion plate myself, but I'm better than this guy. I don't know why I'm mentioning that, but that's why, because he looks really happy. He looks really content with what's going on, and all the pentacles are his, right? So there is this recognition that he sort of holds all the cards, so to speak. So that's kind of going to be a little dicey for all of you, because some of you are responsible for yourselves and only yourselves, the single people. Some of you have family, you have a marriage, you have kids, you have a dog, whatever. But the ownership of the pentacles, of the thing that we're valuing money, time, health and wellness, the ability to make decisions on your own. That could be on the line here, or that could be what's evaluated. Being able to be autonomous, that's the word I want, autonomous. That is within your grasp, but some of you might be shaky on actually realizing that. Oh my God, this congestion is going to bother me. It's not terrible, but it's starting to get a little to the back of the throat, and I don't like that. Anyway, so Six of Pentacles between you and this Hierophant energy. I'm going to say if you were really looking for someone to show you support and to be sort of, you know, in your corner, whether that be friend, family, you know, your own partner, whether they're abusive towards you or not, whatever, forget the Hierophant. No offense, but forget this person for now, because I think that they're incapable. Again, whether it's a group or an individual, incapable, because there's more than one person. That's why we have to also be mindful that it could be a group. There's more than one person on this Hierophant card. And the people at the bottom, they're kind of looking up to the Pope-like figure, right? So they're just incapable of giving you what you want. They're incapable of giving you the support that you would need, or the guidance that you would need, or just the sensible, hey, I see what you're going through and I realize that's a tough situation to be in. Like, they won't even, in many of your cases, they won't even be able to acknowledge what you're going through. Might not be able to understand it, because I did say something about a limited worldview, yeah? So this is crappy, but I feel you can handle it. For some reason, I feel you can handle it, Sagittarius. So I'd say hang in there. I'm going to pause the video because I have to clear this congestion thing. I'll be right back. Movie magic, we're back. Alright guys, so that's kind of what's going on up there. And I feel that, you know, to kind of continue just a little bit with what's going on here. You've got this group of people, this in the Hierophant card, that I'm telling you is probably not as reliable or helpful to you at this moment. They might be in the future, they may have been in the past, but as of right now, nah, forget them. Where I think you need to note just the visual of the cards is solo figure, and I feel you're kind of in both of these energies, the 6 and the 7 of Pentacles. So again, like I was saying with the 6 of Pentacles, you have possession and you have capability in terms of making this whatever you want it to be. If you want to, you know, fix your spending habits, get a better grip on your finances, you can. If you need to elevate yourself out of a relationship or repair a relationship in some type of way, one that's not toxic or abusive, you could probably work on that. If you need to get out of a toxic relationship or an abusive relationship, you can do it. But your headspace, as that's the start of you, the anchor point of you is the 7 of Pentacles, you might not realize it right now, Sagittarius. So you're kind of off your square, okay? Now, what's happening in the bottom, because like I told you, I feel as though you have a bisected reading like some of the other signs for December, and so let's see what's happening down here. Yes. Okay, yeah. So that's exactly what I'm saying. 10 of Swords. So right beneath the Hierophant, but they're also telling me this is a reverse, and I'm crossing, boy. There you go. I saw it did the little hiccupy thing around 38 minutes or whatever. But anyway, what I'm seeing is this is a reverse mirror, right? So we're starting here. It's below the Hierophant, which is also significant, but this is going to mirror back to your 7 of Pentacles. So we have a reverse mirror, okay? So 10 of Swords for you, Sagittarius. Look, this is you. End of the road. And at the end of your rope. Just, damn. Every time that door opens and closes, it kind of shocks me a little bit. Anyway, I feel this is like a panic, but it's like an internal panic. Because as you can see, or maybe, yeah, you can see. Like this figure, like the arms are kind of wrapped around themselves like a hugging thing. But it's like the imagery that I actually see is if those arms and that whole body, that person's torso is in a straitjacket. So I feel as though you're panicked and you're feeling under pressure, but it's internalized. And I said that about the 7 of Pentacles. It's internalized. You might not be expressing this. I might be the person who's expressing this the most. Other people who are around you, aside from, unless you're walking into work with like a busted lip and like, you know, what is this, handprints around your throat because somebody tried to choke you out, most people might not know that you're going through whatever you're going through, especially if it's financial, especially if this is about your health or your wellness, okay? Outside of physical abuse, I don't think other people could even guess that you're going through anything like this, Sagittarius. And so you hold this internally with yourself, this Ten of Swords. Now, Ten of Swords traditionally talks about betrayal, being stabbed in the back, being left for dead, extreme heartache or heartbreak, or like I said, some type of betrayal, some type of backstabbing or abandonment, right? And that could all be sort of the undercurrent of what's going on here, deep contextual reasoning or realities that you've dealt with or circumstances that you've dealt with in your past. As it shows up in this present moment, it feels as though, Sagittarius, everything is coming to a head. Everything is kind of falling to pieces around you. And it's kind of like some of you might be having like this aha, thank you, because of the Hierophant and the eye focal thing. Some of you might be having like premonitions. You might be having little psychic hits or little, glimpses into the future. You might think of something today and you're like, that's kind of weird. Why did I, or you might have a dream, or you might, something you see out in the street. You're like, oh my God, and it just sticks in your mind. And then a week or two from now, you're brought back to that moment, and it proves to be a synchronicity. It proves to be some type of premonition. So some of you, I'm not saying that you're having a spiritual awakening, but you might have something similar to that right now. And anyway, so you're able to see sort of everything kind of fall to pieces, or the things that you're hoping to be a success. You're going in with high hopes, or you're going in with as much positivity and optimism as you can muster, but something in the back of your head is saying, this shit ain't gonna work. This is not gonna work. Nope, it's not. Here it comes, and boom, there it is. It did not go the way I wanted it to. That did not pan out how I thought, how I was hoping, how I was praying, how I was, trying to manifest it. It did not happen for me. And, you're kind of like, I knew it. I knew it anyway. I knew this was not going to work. So there's like not a lamenting, but, and it's not pessimism. I'm not really sure how to phrase it, but there's just like this, you're affirmed in something negative. Like you're getting affirmations, you're getting clarification that things were just going to be a fail. You're like, of course it was going to fail. And again, that could be linked back to this prospect or this perception of yourself as being unlucky right now. Well, of course it wasn't going to work. I don't have luck on my side right now. God is against me. Life is against me. I'm getting the crap kicked out of me, maybe in some cases literally, by life at every turn, So that's the mirror perspective. How this relates to your Hierophant is, again, the congestion is back. I better not be getting sick. It relates with this Hierophant also because, again, you're in pain, you're suffering, especially with it being swords mentally. Some of you are like really in your heads over what to do next. How can I get out of this situation? How can I get myself out of this jam? How can I free myself from this pain I'm experiencing, whether it be physical, mental, spiritual, whatever, financial pain. Finances cause people a lot of pain, a lot of stress, so, and you're just like, how do I? And again, the people that you would hope could help you are unable to help you, because the positioning of this card in relation to this is the Hierophant is above the Ten of Swords, meaning they either suppress your concerns. Oh, honey, you're overthinking it. Oh, it's not that big a deal. In some cases, for those who have this financial struggle and you don't have the healthiest relationship with money, you might say to your parents, listen, I'm about, like I said, 20 or 8, whatever. I'm in debt. I got financial issues. Do you think you could help me just this one time? And, here's the thing. For that, this is going to be one of these examples. it's a form of enabling. Thank you. And I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a doctor, but I know what enabling is. So you might go to your parents who, for your entire life, have always had access. Not to say they're filthy rich, and some of you might be, but they've had the means to take care of financial issues, right? So you go to them and you say, Mom, Dad, listen, I gotta admit something to you. I put myself 20 grand in debt with my credit cards and da 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 da. And I'm really sorry. But I'm not going to be able to come home for the holidays, something like that, since this is for December, right? So I can't come home. I really got to watch my spending. Send Aunt Kathy my love. Say hi to Uncle Greg. Say hi to little Bobby and Josie or whatever. The most ridiculous middle of the road names. No offense to anybody with those names, by the way. And you might be telling your parents this, like getting on the phone, and some of you might be like really crying or really in agony as you tell them this, because it's such a shameful secret for you to admit that you can't support yourself, or you did too much, or you've gone overboard with your money. And then they get on the phone, not being able to see that the deep core issue is you have unhealthy relationships towards money and material things. You don't know how to handle your own finances. You don't know how to balance a checkbook. You don't even know what the hell a checkbook is if you're like, a certain age. Some people don't know how to write checks. I am not one of these people. I'm old enough. I know how to write a damn check. But some people in this world literally don't know how to. And I mean, you in some cases, you don't need to. In this day and age, you probably don't need to. But I think it's a healthy thing to you should remember. You should at least know. Even if you never do it in your life, you should at least know how. But anyway, so you tell your parents this, and they're not seeing the deep issue here is that for whatever reason, the way they raised you, which again could be, who wants to admit that? We're all humans. We all have flaws. We all have egos, and we all get bruised egos and, whatever. So the deep root of the matter in that storyline is they didn't raise you, or they didn't help you, or the people around you, not just your parents, but, maybe the area you grew up in, the people you went to school with. Nobody ever sat you down and taught you how to take care of money, right? So to admit that would admit fault. In the Hierophant, if you know anything about tarot, the Hierophant is like, there are no faults on our end. If there's a problem, it's outside of this little bubble that we have around us, okay? No problems come from the internal structure or the internal framework of the Hierophant. All problems in the world are external, because the Hierophant knows best, always knows best. So you get on the phone, Mom, Dad, I can't come home. I'm in debt. I'm a terrible person with money. So sorry. I'm ashamed. See you later. We'll talk after the new year. And they're like, don't worry about it. Send us the bill. And you're like, it's 20 grand. Send us the bill. We'll work something out. So you send the bill, and then they're like, okay, we're going to get you home for the holidays because there's no reason. And all that sounds wonderful. To some of you, that's like, a dream come true. But again, what did I say? That's enabling. You go to a person, I admit that I have problems with money. I did awful things. I didn't spend wisely. It is not proper or helpful to say to the person, well, I'll fix it for you and I'll just pay your debts away. Say what? As much as I would love someone to pay my debts away, I know that, if I was in this situation, I'm a person who would know, well, that's just going to allow me to continue to do what I'm doing. I'm telling you, I don't know how to spend money right. And then you're just going to pay for my bills? That means I can continue in this behavior in the future. So this Ten of Swords, whatever you need to whatever you might be wanting to go to the Hierophant and say, listen, this is my problem. This is the issue. Here's where I need help. They're like, either they don't see it as a problem, or they see it as something that is outside of their purview, or it's something that you've created on your own, Sagittarius, and they have nothing to do with it. They have no part of it, and they offer you no solution, or they offer you a solution that just kind of tries to sweep it under the rug, and it really isn't truly going to alleviate what you want, or give you the solution, or alleviate your problem. Yeah. Holy shit. And I'm gonna need some tea after I do your reading, because the water's not really helping that much. Anyway, that sucks. To go, just to do one more point with the Ten of Swords, because tens in tarot, for many of you, you'll know that they're accumulation points. They're kind of ending points. We top it off with the tens. So this moment in your life, around December 2019, and whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this in February 2020, good for you. It probably will still apply. But we're at a breaking point here with the Ten of Swords. This might be the bottom of the bottom for many of you. This might be the lowest point you've ever been in your financial history. This might be the lowest point in your marriage or your relationship. You've never dated someone like this, or you've never been this unhappy in your commitment before, and now something's got to give, right? I told you that. Something's got to break here. Something's got to give. This is a big turnaround point for you, Sagittarius. A lot of revelations are coming out, like I said, with the premonitions. You're getting clued into things. And again, I mentioned it once, I'll mention it again. This Ten of Swords, underneath that Hierophant, can be the ushering in of a spiritual awakening. It could be. Because the Hierophant is more traditional. It's not the most quote-unquote spiritual card. If it is, it's like more, in the realms of like traditional religious beliefs or traditional beliefs of an understanding and perceiving of our world, right? Things like that. And the 10 underneath it indicates an ending to that tradition, an ending to that worldview or that perspective. So where you may have been limited before in thinking about what you can achieve in your own life, we put an end to that, yeah? So that's kind of what they want me also to mention with the 10. So I'm telling you that things are really not that great right now. And again, you might be at sort of your worst point. It can only get better from here, okay? That's what they want me to tell you also. Now, as for the sort of near future, you might not be able to see it that way, or it might not come out that way, because we have this 10 of Wands in reverse. So again, you're having a reverse mirror. Since this is the central position, it doesn't get flipped. It's just relating to the 6 of Pentacles above it. So remember I told you that the 6 of Pentacles is in your hand. That's a solo figure. All the pentacles are his. All the decision making or the ability to plan what to do next, to find equity and equality where he wants it, or to like I said, if you've been investing in something and you keep giving and giving and giving and you don't get back what you need, you don't get back that reciprocity that you want, you are in your own, you have your autonomy, you have autonomy enough or enough autonomy to make a decision to not continue to invest in that, right? That's what I'm telling you. That is the facts. Whether you believe it or not, that is the facts. Many of you do not believe it, or you're incapable of believing it as of right now. 2 of Wands in the reverse. 2 of Wands upright, very proud and regal looking Freddie Mercury type, okay? That's what he looks like, and he looks very capable, right? And you get in this 2 of Wands, it's like, not so capable. So I think in some cases, listen, with Wands, that's your spirit, right? That's your determination, that's your willpower, that's your action space. Wands, that's what fire energy, right? The ability to do, to create, to move forward, to become not to become a pioneer, but to initiate, to innovate. These are all the things that Wands or fire energy gives to us, not just Sagittarius, all zodiacs, right? You don't have an ignition point. You don't have the get up and go in you right now. I think, especially because I'm telling you, this whole thing of embarrassment or shame is like really carrying here and carrying here. It might be affirmed or, reflected back to you by the Hierophant, because in some of your cases, the Hierophant can be a little bit of a nasty character, can be somebody who throws it back in your face. Well, why do you think you're in this problem in the first place? Again, the Hierophant is not going to own any part of the wrongdoing or any part of contributing to how you may have been making bad decisions and how they may have been enabling you to make bad decisions. And they're going to throw questions. Some people or some energies around you are going to throw that question at your face. Well, why do you think you're in this situation in the first place? And that kind of strips you from your confidence, because the 2 of Wands is also, even though it's still about making decisions, should I go this way, should I go that way, there is this, look at this guy's chest when he's in the upright. He's got a chest forward, proud kind of look, a look of I can do it, I can have whatever I want, I can go out here and make the world mine, right? Someone says, well, why do you think you're in this problem in the first place, Sagittarius? Oh, it knocks your confidence. takes away your confidence, takes away your assured feeling of I'm in control and have a handle on my own finances. I have a handle on my own choices. You know, could be in some of your cases, yes, because, okay, thank you, they're showing me that too. Could be in some of your cases, okay, they're showing me, the reason I'm saying they're showing me that is boom, 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 okay? Hierophant tells you, why are you in this situation in the first place? Don't you think that, blah, 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 and they're criticizing you, right? Or they're questioning you in ways that isn't helpful, right? Knocks your confidence, sends you back to the Seven of Pentacles, sends you back to square one of feeling like I'm giving and I'm giving and I'm giving, I'm not getting what I want, and you're just like in this analysis paralysis, you're in this evaluation period that never ends, and you're not making moves. That's the other thing about the Seven, you're not making moves. You're just like sitting there, okay, well, this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue to do it, even though it doesn't give you the goddamn results that you want. So, Two of Wands, reverse. Sagittarius year. Oh gosh. I don't know why you don't understand, but you don't. Many of you do not understand that you have more power, more control in this situation than you realize. More power and more control than you realize. I don't, you know, and that's the thing. I'm just this anonymous pair of hands on the internet. I don't know you personally, but I'm telling you, you have more power. And I understand that certain situations, you know, you're locked into a job, you're locked into a career, you're locked into a marriage, a relationship. Maybe some of you are under contract, some of you are under lease, some of you, you know, you're looking at the terms of the agreement that you have with your credit cards company, and you're like, yeah, man, I'm on the hook for this 20 grand. I understand that the circumstances, that the other players involved, and just the limitations, the binding of contracts and such, makes you feel like you have no control, but you do. But you do. I don't know in what way you can get that in your head, but I would implore you to put it in your head, because this Two of Wands shouldn't be as detrimental to you as I feel it could be. You have the means. You make, if this is again the finances thing, you have a job. Most of the people who are in this heavy debt, you have a job. So you have some type of income. But, you know, your debts are outpacing what you bring in, right? That's a panic, right? So, like I said, one of the first things you can do is cut frivolous spending. And you're like, I don't know. Yes, you can. Chipotle is great. I'm not saying it's the best thing ever, but it's pretty good. If you need to cut back on spending, cut back on spending. This could be a friend of yours. This could be someone who also spends money poorly. What are we going to do for lunch today? Oh, do you want to go to Chipotle? And your natural inclination is to say yes. And you're like, I don't know. Say no. If you know you have to save money, and this is an enabling friend, an enabling family member, your own ego or your own conditioning that says, you know, well, I don't like cooking dinner, so I'm just going to continue to order out all of my meals. Cut that bullshit. Stop it. You're in control. But Two of Wands says, maybe not. Maybe I don't have control. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Listen, wake yourself up. I don't know what you got to do, but you better do it. I don't know how. I don't know who you need to talk to. I don't know what you need to do. But this Two of Wands should not be as much of a obstacle, but it is. Could be because you're overwhelmed. And listen, I'm not going to sit here all day and talk about it. But this Two of Wands, because I already told you, past this time period, whenever this pops up in your life, whenever this starts to sort of unravel in your life, where things start to come to a head and things start to finally really, you know, come to a breaking point for you, you're going to get out of it. And maybe that's why the Two of Wands is here. Maybe once you're out of it, that initial few days or few weeks where you know the other shoe has finally dropped, you know you've been pushed past a breaking point, that Two of Wands could be here to illustrate that in that initial startup time, you're not going to know what to do. So I'll give you a pass on that. And I'll try and calm myself down, because I'm telling you, whoever I'm talking to, you're so fucking capable. So capable. But for whatever reason, you don't believe it. Final card in your spread, Sagittarius, is the Princess of Pentacles. She's gonna change the color of my camera. Damn her. Princess of Pentacles, aka the Page of Pentacles in other traditional decks. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be dealing with an earth sign, but you don't have to be. Yeah, that's the rewrite. I told you. I used the word rewrite. I know I did. I'm having such a good recollection in your reading, because oftentimes I'll forget something I said like 10 seconds ago. But I know I used the word rewrite earlier, and I used it in reference to the Seven of Pentacles. And I told you this is a reverse mirror, so it affects the Seven of Pentacles, or excuse me, this Princess of Pentacles is related to the Seven as well as the Hierophant. So this is the rewrite. Rewrite yourself as the Page of Pentacles. Why do I say to do that? Pages are students. Pages are learners. Pages are the starting point in the court cards. You go from page to knight to queen to king, princess to prince to knight, or excuse me, queen to knight, or queen to king, excuse me. So this is the initial starting point, ground zero. If this is a board game, if this is the game of life, this is that little time when you spin the wheel. You know, you decide to go to college or you get a job, and that's how you start the game. Princess of Pentacles. Start the game over as the Princess of Pentacles. Okay? Now, in terms of Pentacles, in terms of being a student and being a learner and sort of cutting teeth and kind of, you know, learning new ways. Okay, thank you. Learning new ways with your Pentacles. So remember, that's how it's going to go back here. Remember I told you in that scenario where you call mom and dad and they say, listen, we'll pay for your bills. Come on home for Christmas. Come on home for the holidays. Don't worry about that. We got you. When you go home, have an honest conversation with your parents. I appreciate what you did. I appreciate you taking on my debts, but from here on out, I really, you know, you might have to do that. And I told you, you're in control. You are self-possessed, which might sound a little weird, but you have autonomy here. Sagittarius, you do. So you go home, you tell your mom and dad, listen, thank you for that. And you might say thank you, but no thank you. That could be something that you do. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm going to work it out with the creditors. I'm going to call up the credit card company. I'm going to work out a payment plan, whatever. I don't want you to come in here and swoop in and try to fix everything, right? That's a big, bold move. That's in some cases, your friends or other people might say you're crazy. Your parents want to throw 15 G's at you, throw 20 G's at you to erase your debt, and you're going to say no? You're crazy. Some people might do that. But the Page of Pentacles is that energy of, I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a way. This is an energy of curiosity or you know, trying to find a solution to a problem. Pages or princesses in this case, in this deck, are very inquisitive, right? And with Pentacles, if that's the hitch here, has been the hitch, boom, boom, all right? That's been a big problem for you is Pentacles, money, the things that you value, your time, your energy, your efforts. This page or this princess is here to tell you to study the problem. Find a solution that you are capable of adhering to or that you're capable of sustaining. So like I said, you call the credit card company. Hey, Visa. Yes, Sagittarius, this is Visa. Listen, I know I owe you $20,000. You're damn right you owe us $20,000. What's up? All right, here's what I can do. I can pay you $500 a month, What can we do? Well, technically, you should be paying us about like $700 a month, but we'll take your $500 because we're a credit card company and we're not going to deny you paying us less money so long as you're paying us money, as long as we keep to, and we're going to still compound the interest on top of that debt. So sure, if you got 5, we'll take 5. Many creditors, many financial institutions, not to say like there's some saints or anything like that, because they're not. But they're willing to work with you. If you owe them 7 and you go and you say, listen, I can only give you 5. Can we come on with some kind of payment plan? And they might say, okay, listen, we'll do that, but we're going to raise the interest. So sure, right now your interest is what, 7%? All right, if you want to pay 5, we're going to bump that up to 12%. So you can pay us 5, but you're going to be compounding 12% every month until you pay off this debt. That works because it's still money in the door for them. They don't give a shit. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you as somebody who has never worked in finances, but I'm pretty sure you call them up and be like, listen, I want to pay, I want to be honest, I want to pay my debts down, but this is all I can do. This is all I can afford. Okay, we'll take your money, but we're going to put more money on top of it because this is the system that we all agreed upon, right? The Princess of Pentacles would do that. The Princess of Pentacles also doesn't have enough pride to be like, oh, I could never go and show that I did something wrong. The Princess of Pentacles, as opposed to, say, the Princess of Swords, or even the Princess of Wands, would be more willing to say, I effed up. I screwed up. Let me fix it. Right? This is a self-possessed energy. You can do that if you want to. Okay? And again, reversed mirror. So in relation to the Hierophant, this Princess of Pentacles would be studying or evaluating, again, evaluation with the Seven of Pentacles, evaluating, where did I learn all this behavior? Or who are the people around me who have been giving me advice? And what have they been telling me? Has it been helpful to me? Has it been detrimental to me? Yeah? This is a critical mind with the Princess of Pentacles going up against a very fixed mind. I told you this Hierophant energy is very fixated. It's very stuck. It's very rigid. It does not really, there's not a lot of improvement that the Hierophant believes is possible for the Hierophant. The Hierophant believes everything outside of it or outside of themselves is up for evaluation and can be improved upon. But the Hierophant, as a self-contained energy, does not believe in improving anything the Hierophant does or says or believes in. So the page or the Princess goes over and says, hey, I think things here could be improved on your end. And the Hierophant will say, STFU, I don't know what you're talking about. You're silly. And dismiss it. So this is like really coming into your own, Sagittarius, and realizing, yeah, you're going to have a long road ahead. All pages are, again, they're that starting rung, that start position on the game board in Monopoly, Life. I don't care what you're playing. Sorry, it doesn't matter. They're the start of the game board. But the Page of Pentacles is willing to work with that energy because there's confidence, there's practicality, and there's patience here. Yeah? Patience with self. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up because the congestion is coming back and a girl is going to get that tea. Excuse me. Oh, God. Your outcome, Sagittarius, for December. Oh, you're going to change the color too, eh? Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Water sign energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You could be dealing with a water sign, but you don't have to be. It's a general... In some of your cases, this is someone that you're meeting, someone that you're coming into contact with, especially for those who might be leaving situations or getting into new agreements. So if you are taking the bravery on, taking on some sense of bravery and self-possession or confidence in yourself, and you go and handle your finances yourself. This could be a financial advisor. This could be someone that you work with at someone who, I don't know if they assign people like caseworkers for financial troubles. They might, like if you file for bankruptcy or something, they might do something like that. I don't know. But this could be someone that you work with closely who's here to help you solve your problem or help you work your way through developing a plan to solve your problem. This person is, they're compassionate. They care about what the outcome is for you and how you cope along the way, but they're not going to hold your hand the entire time, Sagittarius. This Queen of Cups is very much, I want you to succeed, but I want you to succeed on your own. I'm not going to do the work for you. I'm not going to be checking up on you every day to make sure you're on time or that you're on plan or that you're doing everything the way that we've set out to do. Here's, this person is going to design a plan alongside you. They're going to help you tweak things here and there, but they're not going to be, and how are you today? How was it yesterday? They're not going to be hounding you. They're not going to be up your butt, essentially, even though they're the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups can be that overbearing energy or that very overly emotional energy. I think that this person is strong enough to reserve compassion and support for themselves, and especially if you're working with them in a business sense, they have other clients, they have other shit to do. If they're any sense of a normal human being, they have a personal life as well. So this could be a financial advisor, a counselor, for those who are having issues in your toxic and or abusive relationships. This could be someone you go to for therapy with your partner or by yourself. It really doesn't matter. I feel you know them, but you don't know them, meaning they're new to you or you only know them in a professional sense, okay? This person really is very strong. They have a strong spine. Like they're not in for the bullshit. So if you're used to making excuses, like, okay, here we go. Like if this was a marriage counselor, and I know this happens, again, I'm not a counselor, but I just know it happens. You go in and you start to make excuses as to why your spouse is treating you poorly. Well, he works so much, and I'm not helping when I do this or that. I know that I'm stressing him out. This person steps in and is like, listen, Sagittarius, just because someone is stressed out or just because someone has a lot on their plate does not give them the right to abuse you, to manipulate you, to treat you like a piece of crap. There's no excuse. Like, this person gives tough love, okay? This person is not up for excuses or scapegoating, okay? They're a very good resource for you. I don't know who they are. I don't know when you'll meet them. I don't know how long you'll be in contact, something like that. I don't know, but this person has a lot of good advice for you. They have a lot of good solutions they can offer to you, or partnership in creating solutions for you. And do not miss them. That would be my advice. Do not miss them, because if some of you feel you need that support, you need someone to show you the pathway, at least. Give me like the gist of what I need to do, and then I can do it. So when this person appears, or when you kind of get a hunch like, oh, maybe I should go and talk to that person, or maybe I should call that service and see if they can help me fix my money woes, do it. Get on the freaking phone and call them. Okay? Overall energy, 5 of Wands. This is gonna, like, look at that artwork. That definitely hits for those where you're in some type of toxic, abusive situation, okay? We're having some physical or very volatile disagreements with people, and I'm not here, I don't rally for that. I'm not in support of people going through that stuff, but I know it's reality. And what I would advise you to do is to start to keep documentation in those situations, because this 5 of Wands, 5s are always about conflict and changes and challenges, right? But this 5 of Wands, as you can see, is between 2 people. Normally in the 5 of Wands, we see a group, right? These 2 people are going at it. Nobody else is here. They got two wands apiece, right? So this is like a really contentious energy, okay? And if you're in a situation where you are being abused, or you're being manipulated, or people are, holding dominion over you or trying to control you, you need to start keeping documentation, number 1. Number 2 is, I would say, as much as you can, try to diffuse the situation. Sagittarius, innate fire energy within you. A lot of you have a fiery passion within you, a fiery heart. So your natural inclination might be to engage back with this person in whatever way they're engaging with you. Abuse can sometimes be a two-way street. Toxicity definitely can be a two-way street. And so if they're giving you this energy and you kind of know you're at a breaking point and you don't want to keep going on that merry-go-round, stop giving it to them. If they want to start shouting and fighting, and for the past 8 years of this relationship, you've always responded with shouting and fighting back with them, maybe you should stop. Easier said than done. Duh. Easier said than done. But there's something here where I feel this is a cycle, and it will not stop. It will not break. Unless one, you see how, because they're both holding 2 wands, right? Unless red shirt or white shirt starts to put their wands down, the other guy is going to keep going. So again, the moment they raise their voice, you stay calm. The moment they want to start getting all crazy, walk out the house. Like, I know in some cases that makes it worse, and that kind of eggs the person on more and more. What did I just tell you? Start documenting the shit, okay? That's specifically for those who are in some type of relationship or some type of toxic connection or whatever. The 5 of Wands, in a more general sense for all of you, is that, this has been a fight, an internal struggle or an external struggle for you to kind of get right in your life, to get some type of recompense or some type of redemption in a situation. This 5, I feel, could be, even down to you having disagreements, again, with the Hierophant energy, this traditional person or this traditional archetype or expectation that other people have over you, and you have been fighting that for a long time. This feels again like a cycle for a long time, Sagittarius. You've been trying to break away from the expectations other people put on you, or you've been trying to fight against not the expectations that you have of yourself, but you've been trying to rewrite or revamp those expectations and, you know, live your life in a different way than what you have previously wanted to live it as. Yeah. So this Five of Wands is just giving us sort of the backdrop of everything we've discussed. And as most of 2019 has been for you, I think Sagittarius, it is showing me that some of the difficulties are going to continue on for a while for you. But I want to recall you back to your Princess of Pentacles and even the Two of Wands in reverse and the Six of Pentacles. You can make these changes. I don't know where you're going to get this aha moment, this epiphany, this changeover, this difference in perspective and approach, but that is the missing piece. You're capable. You're beyond capable. I can feel it. Whoever I'm talking to, you're so fucking capable, but you don't believe it. Other people are barring you from realizing it, or the circumstances around you, the history that you've sort of been repeating for yourself, you're kind of doubting yourself, or the situation at hand seems too daunting, seems too big to conquer. Bull crap. Conquer it. Okay? Sag, that's your reading for December 2019. If you liked it, the like button is down below. Go ahead and hit it for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. I would love to read that. I love comments. I'm kind of nosy. You can share the video across your social media platforms, let other people know you like my stuff. And of course, subscribe. Again, guys, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit the notification bell, okay? Sag, I'll be back doing your mid-monthlies sometime in probably not next week, but the week after. I'll probably do the mids then. I will be going again live for Sagittarius on the 14th of December. I will be answering questions specifically for Sagittariuses because it's your birthday season. So join me on the 14th here on my channel live. I'm going to post the time that I'm actually going to, start the event on the community page. So be on the lookout for that. And no communications are coming up also. So you have a lot of stuff to look forward to for me. And I hope to see you then, Sag. I really appreciate you guys watching this video today. Take care.